Hello everyone and welcome back. So after having this thing for many months now, like 5, 4, something, I'm officially showcasing it. Lego Union Pacific Big Boy number 4014. That I would say is the champion of Steam. Now overall, let's just get a look at this locomotive. It's just the absolute size of this thing. And unfortunately, I've never seen the 4014 in real life, but I'd love to someday. It's my dream. And so, yeah, here's that locomotive made in Lego. So anyone who's been watching my channel long enough might remember that old Challenger locomotive that I had, which is like pretty much quite unrealistic, aside from the way that it articulated. And this thing runs curves and switches. It can do anything and can go fast. But here's a quick overview of this thing. So I built it earlier this summer on June 10th and June 9th for 11 continuous hours of nonstop work and, of course, trial and error much. And eventually 3 different funnels, but here it is, the whole finished thing. It did suffer one accident, though, as I had my layout, and I was running it, and I lost balance under my knee, smashed into the cab, in which it upturned, and the boiler just fell apart, and the wheels came off, and some stuff came off. And there was one piece missing. It's like this little hinge piece, like 1x4 hinge. I don't know where that went to, but it seems to have not gone to anything. So it seems that this is doing fine. And it has sat dormant on my shelf for quite a while now. There is dust on this thing. And of course, it has suffered like the trial and error derailments, just minor derailments. But before we properly look over this, let's see the size comparison of different things. First, Lego minifigure. That's how long that locomotive is. You can see the various gaps. So yeah, that's a Lego minifigure compared to this thing. I wonder if that's accurate. Next up, car. Yeah, this car wouldn't stand a chance against this thing, most likely. Next up is train cars, oil tanker. And oil tanker compared to the tender. That's quite a size difference. And now box car. And finally the semi-truck with the person standing next to it. What, this locomotive is huge. I'm just realizing. And if that's minifigure compared to truck, and truck compared to the big boy. Alright, let's go over this thing. So first, of course, as per usual, I start with this tender. It did used to have a water tender, auxiliary water tender, which for some reason got a lot of views. But here it is, basically. I try to make it as realistic as possible. This is just flat coal. I didn't really bother to add texture or the oil conversion, so I made it in between. And there's the wheels and the top. Here's the back. And here's the other side. Plus it's got ladders. And I have no idea, actually, what is this thing on the newer Union Pacific locomotives tenders. Like 844 has this, 3985 and 4014 have this, so I'm not sure what it is, but I think it might be a sanding thing for the wheels, but I'm not sure. Because when 4014 was in the 1940s, it didn't have this. It was just like this side on both sides. But I'm going to tip the tender over and look at the wheels. You can see it's got a pivot point, and it basically looks like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the tender. And onto the actual 4014 itself. So let's start by looking at the front. So right away, as you can see, it's got a cow catcher, which I tried my best to make as accurate as possible, with the little like guardrail thing there. It's got like the ventilation. It's got the logo right there for 4014, and it's got the light and the handrails and steps too. And then here it's got the bell, it's got number boards, and it's got the builder plate even too. And the whistle isn't completely accurate, but it's got the two stacks with the one funnel. The most recent funnel, the original, was just this but black, because those are the only rounded parts of this guy you could find. This is an extremely hard piece to find, for me at least. And I don't think this is there, but I don't know, but it's just details, just a pipe and this there. And I know that these would be like raised one stud if they were actually like this one back here. Look down in the wheels. And then onto the top, it's got the, I believe, sand dome, steam dome, valves and stuff, and more stuff, and like mechanical stuff. I don't know. Don't know that much about this stuff on the tops of locomotives. As you can see, it goes from like 6 to like 7 or 7.5 studs maybe. It's got this little wheel right here, and it's got texture for the underside of this. It's got this on both sides. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's on all the Pacific steam locomotives, I think. And it's got the little railing there and the windows. There's actually windows here. You just saw. You see inside. And onto the little detailing underneath. Both sides, of course. You even got the wheels there too. And cab detail. Okay, there we go. You can see the whistle, all the controls, the seats, the wheels, and stuff. There's even the door. You can even open the door too. You can't really see what's in there though. But just imagine being on this thing while it's running. One last look at the top of the locomotive. I've taken off the top of the boiler, and now you can see what's on the underside. Pretty complex. And I know how to make this thing more accurate. And it's a matter of just finding, like, making it shorter, pretty much. And it uses the split pistons design from another person who did a showcase video on this. Not exactly this one, but, you know, the one that they built themselves. And now we shall see how it articulates. As you can see there, on the switches, it splits the piston. And there's two different pivot ports, one right there and there. Also, this thing has been under its own power. That just goes to show. Also, I'm eventually building locomotives even bigger than this. Eventually, over time. But basically, that's been this video, and surprisingly, like 8 minutes on this locomotive. So, also I will build this thing even better sometime later, and in different paint schemes. Not sure what my next video is going to be about, though. But I will see y'all guys in the next one. Bye!